Good evening. I wanted to share an update on the book. The book is titled The AI Human Edge, and it's about how organizations can leverage AI with their human employees to drive new levels of effectiveness and innovation. But there's one really important gotcha in this book, and why it's part of the reason why this book won't be relevant for most organizations. Because the underlying premise behind this book is the idea that your most important assets are your people, right? And not all organizations say that, right? But the minute the economy goes south, what's the first thing to do? They lay off people. Instead of trying to figure out how to use those people to drive differentiation and create competitive advantage and win more business, they take the action of just starting to hack people off. Pretty randomly too, maybe on seniority or whatever it is. But this book is different. This book is based on the premise that my most valuable asset is my people. And that requires that you need to understand intimately not only what your employees are good at doing, but what's their upside potential of how good they could be. And when you match that, which by the way, we achieve that by building what I call entity propensity models. Very detailed predictive and performance behavior models on each and every one of your employees. And if you do that likewise with your customers, and you build very detailed profiles on them, your constituents, maybe it's a consumer or a student or a patient or a guest, right? If you build the same sort of entity propensity models on your customers and constituents, then the ability to match the right humans with the right constituents allows you to do this economic desire of how do I do more with less. So I'm going to be sharing more details about the book over the next few weeks, because we're about halfway done on the detailed review, Wei and Renee and myself, and it's coming along quite nicely. But again, I don't believe this book's going to be for most organizations. In fact, I think most organizations are going to read this book and say, interesting, nice, but not for me. But it's written for organizations that understand that their most important asset are employees. And the reason why the book has an underlying theme, focus on professional and college athletes. Because in sports, it's very clear what your most valuable asset is. It's your athletes. And so a lot of these ideas and techniques are being developed with a focus on the athletes, but that same concept can work with doctors and nurses and lawyers and designers and technicians and everybody else who's a human who you want to get the most value from. So anyway, watch this space, more details to come. Cheers.